Hey there. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's Sonia Miller, and it is time to rise and receive. I hope your week is going well. We are officially at Wednesday, the midpoint, hump day, so to speak. And rise and receive, which is what I show up for every single morning, Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m., is your opportunity to start your day off ready to receive what you most want by unlearning struggle. So this is your 10-minute morning send-off. And I wanted to start today a little bit differently. I'm kind of experimenting. And today, I'll just give you a little bit of a hint, and then we'll do a deep dive. If you struggle with lack, I think you're going to really like what we're going to talk about today, because the card for today from the Receive card deck that I have been sharing with all of you, the card for today is B. B. So you're going to have an opportunity to explore a bit what being has to do with abundance as opposed to lack, and also what it has to do with receiving. But before I go into the card today, what I thought would be really fun is I wanted to share with you why I'm excited to get up in the morning and do these things. I mean, every morning at 9:30, what is it that inspires me? And what is it that inspires me about receiving specifically? So I'm going to share with you the real life story of one of my students. And it really captures, I think, what a lot of people experience as normal, as struggle and hard work as the normal way of pursuing your hopes, dreams, wishes, and aspirations. And this will hopefully give you inspiration about how it can be so much easier. So this is from a student of mine, and she's done the Receive course and has been in the journey of unlearning struggle. And this is her story. Just be can be two of the hardest words to live by for a self-confessed workaholic doer. But that's exactly what Sonia asked of me, to trust that being instead of doing would lead me to receive some of my most long-term goals and desires. The concept actually was easy to abide by once I got my head around it and trusted the process. I was able to start seeing results almost immediately. I'm now expecting a baby that I have waited years for, and I have, quote unquote, found a significant amount of money in an oft unused bank account. It didn't stop there, and just this week I received 2 unexpected checks in the mail, as well as a provisional job offer. I feel blessed to be able to tap into my feminine power of being and receive what is waiting for me. So that's just one example of what happens when you really tap into the feminine power of being. And again, all genders have this energy, the feminine power, and life becomes a lot easier, and we unlearn struggle when we stop over relying on the masculine model of power because it's all we know, and start opening up to something that is completely natural and within us. All right, so I hope that inspires you. That's why I get up every morning to do this, because it inspires me. I've had so much shift in my life as a result of expanding and changing the lenses through which I look at life and respond to life. And of course, I want to share this with anyone who this resonates with. So in the spirit of that, today's card from the Receive deck is the card B. B. So I invite you to sit back, because it's easy to lean forward and get back into masculine mode. Sit back, take a breath, and just let these words wash over you, okay? B is a complete sentence. When your mind thinks, I don't know what to do, simply be. When your heart hurts, I'm not enough, simply be. When your body is tired, simply be. Being is receiving. When you let yourself be, the wanting rests. When you are not seeking answers, when you are not trying to change the way you feel, when you are not pushing your body, when you are not grasping to keep something you have. Being occurs when you allow what is here to be here. Wanting manifests more wanting because you can only want something you believe you don't have. But lack is not a truth. It is a lens through which you see the world. Being, however, manifests receiving. When you allow yourself to simply be as you are, the wanting rests. And when it does, the lens of lack falls, and your eyes can adjust to see what has been here all along. Next time you notice yourself wanting, next time you believe you are receiving nothing, stop, breathe, and be. Then ask, what am I receiving right now? Look, listen, and notice what you become aware of. The question is not, how do I receive? The question is, what am I receiving? You are constantly receiving simply by being. Can you let it in? Can you let it in? So when we are seeking and thinking and doing and pursuing and in hunter mode, you're not in receiving mode. You're in seeking mode. When we shift from doing to being, and the seeking stops and the wanting rests, then we can look up to see what is here, receive it, and let it in. Okay, so that was a little add-on there. So here is your willingness mantra for the day. For those of you who are returning, you know that every morning I send you off on your day with a willingness mantra, because what it does is it stimulates and activates the feminine energy, the feminine power of invitation. And because it is focused on nothing specific in form, it's about feeling and essence, it actually invites more or better. We focus on the essence and the form will come. It just shows up, and it's often in surprising and unexpected ways, sometimes dramatic and sometimes subtle. So that's where our awareness is all about, training our awareness so we can notice what we are receiving, because we're receiving all day long. So here's your invitation for the universe and life. Here's your willingness mantra. I am willing to wake up to all the ways I am constantly receiving. I am willing to wake up to all the ways I am constantly receiving. So with that, what I'd like to do is do a little bit of a deeper dive into this, unpack it a little bit. And I thought I would share from a personal story, okay? Many years ago, I think it was about 1990, 91, I was part of a women's organization that was all about learning how to engage in the process of locating the source of my power, with a really specific focus on the distinction between masculine and feminine energy. And I was actually a self-professed, I was high achieving. I was, the kind of hard workers that we talk about here at Rise and Receive. By the age of 24, I was working in an institutional brokerage firm. For those of you who don't know my story, I was an assistant vice president. I was really out to prove that I could do amazing things. And so, I climbed the ranks really quickly, and I made a lot of money, and, I was successful in terms of all of the physical world things that I wanted. But I was dying a spiritual death. And that's what caused me to step on the path of personal growth and development. And so anyway, I was in this women's organization, international, and it was about locating the source of your power and learning how to experience it, express it, and embody it. And so I was on this volunteer team And I was a newbie, and the woman who was a leader was going to be going to a leadership conference. So I was put in charge as her backup. And I was responsible for this really big regional job, overseeing all of these volunteers, responsible for producing empowerment weekends that were up for up to 250 people. So I had this big job and this responsibility. And she says, okay, you're my backup, you're in charge. And my first question is, okay, what do I do? And she says, you don't have to do anything, just be. And it was like my brain was like a pinball machine. I was like, tilt. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean just be? This is like a really important, high responsibility job. What do I do? She goes, nothing, just be. And that was the beginning of a lot of questions because I certainly didn't have any answers. But as I've traveled my journey, fast forward, 25, 30 years or something, I have been able to open up to the power of being. And when I'm working with people who identify as women or really affiliated with kind of the female sort of identity, I like to use the flower as a metaphor. And when I'm talking to men, I like to use the farmer as the metaphor. Because in both cases, there's nothing to hunt, there's nothing to pursue, there's nothing to figure out, there's only being, okay? But here's the point that I want to offer you today, okay? When we are being, it allows us to look at how we are approaching our doing. And there's basically two modes of doing. There's a doing that aligns you with abundance, okay? There's usually a feeling of inspiration or creativity. I want to do something. I want to create something. When your action or your doing is aligned with that, is an expression of abundance, okay, that's a very powerful form of action. That's when your being, which is all of who you are, your fulfillment, that which gives you life, is expressed through the action. Okay, action becomes an expression of your beingness, of your abundance, of all that you are. Okay, but when your action is driven by lack, in other words, there's something missing, there's something broken, I have to fix something, a lot of times we're feeling almost a sense of anxiousness or survival, okay, then the beingness, the consciousness that creates your reality is expressed through that action. And that kind of action fuels struggle because you're trying to change something in your outer world without actually addressing the cause of every effect in your life, which is your consciousness, your beingness. So whether being makes sense to you or not, the main thing I invite you to do today is, when in doubt about your action, simply be. Simply stop, simply rest. Okay, simply be, breathe, look around, and then ask the question, not how do I receive right now? How do I make something happen? How do I get what I want? Simply ask, what am I receiving now? And then listen. When you are listening, when you're looking around, paying attention, you are in receiving mode. And something will come because you're not receptive. And then you can do what's in front of you. That's a really powerful way of being in action. Be, and then do what's in front of you. And then be some more, and do what's in front of you. When in doubt, be. Okay? So I will give you your willingness mantra to send you off on your day one more time. Take it on. Try it out. Think about it. Speak it out loud. Sing it in your car. And I would love to hear what you receive, what shows up in your life. I am willing to wake up to all the ways I am constantly receiving. All right? So I hope this was helpful. I hope this percolated some inspiration and give you some light bulbs. And if you like this, if it's useful, please like, please share, please go to my YouTube channel, tap into this any way you like. I'll be including some links. And please share this with people that you think will benefit, because I am here to serve those that I'm meant to serve. So it helps me reach those people. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Pacific time at Rise and Receive. Bye, everybody.